Hello there, King Liz here from the One-Punch Armory, and today we're going to look at the Pappenheimer from Sword Gear. So, late 17th century rapier, very classic with the Pappenheimer kind of guard. It is an absolute beauty of a beast. Bought it in 2023 for 500 Canadian for a sparring blade that has a 39-inch. Actually, let me double check the length of the blade. Here we have 39.5 inches, actually 39.38, so that comes to 101 centimeter, and the rest of it will, from the blade to the tang, comes to about 9 inches. So that's about 48 inch, yes. And the thing is that, so the total weight of this sword, I just measured mine. Mine came to 1,300 grams, very close to a lot of other things that you can see. Whereas rapier could go lower, many of them actually goes way higher. The blade itself came to 470 grams, 39 inch with another 9 inch tang, and the pommel, whenever I get a sword, I always start unscrewing the pommel because I just like to unscrew pommel for some reasons. This little nugget itself, this thing looks like a grenade, and it weighs 310 grams. Okay, so once again, this little grenade here is 300 grams, and you can easily swap it for any other pommel if you guys like, just because that is on an M6 nut. So after you easily unscrew this off, you can take off the oak handle. I think it's oak. It's a really nice smooth handle. I quite like it. Okay, and I guess we'll get that in the bed. So next, it's going to be the actual handguard. This thing is so attractive. Okay, hold on. Alright, the palm will keep rolling. Okay, this thing is absolutely very attractive. Beautiful weld. In terms of for an economy sword, it's really good. It has other bells and whistles in terms of course, double handguard, your knuckle bow, and of course, you do get this really, really nice belt here. Pappenheimer, very classic, will have, of course, your two little, kind of look like a little bug, it's kind of cute. You do get pref plate on here as your main guard. And now what happens is you will notice that it actually ended with just kind of ended like that. I kind of wish something more it's here to kind of finish it off, but for entry level sword, it's good enough. And what bugs me a lot, this bugs me to no end, to the point where for this really nice guard, it makes it almost unusable. It's that, if you look at right inside here, I hope really guys you can see it. If you look at it right in here, that furniture piece, well, at least where it contacts the sword, it's really sharp. That thing is overly bulky, it's on a right angle, and to the point where if you do take any hits to it, that will, even with a good glove, it will hurt. It's a shame that the whole thing is it's just almost perfect. And if they rounded this part, this would be a fantastic rapier. So what I've done is that I've actually started rounding a little bit on the one side, because this is the knuckle ball, so that's the handle side. You know, let me just put the sword back together first. Okay, so I'm gonna slide this guy in, find the handle I threw away, and put this right back in. Once again, this whole thing just goes on super easy. Literally like no tools needed. Okay, so once again, on here, the rounded part, I wish they rounded this just as nicely as they would round it off with a Kivitin. So the Kivitin itself is a really nice, very good rounded kind of furniture, seating, whatever this thing is called. If they would have done that, this would be an absolute fantastic rapier. After rounding it, then I can finally go back into using it. I don't know why they don't round it. I don't know, I'm not a sword maker, but there may be a historical reason why it has to be that thick, has to be that bold and clunky, but it's just painful. Maybe the whole time I'm really not supposed maybe I'm not even supposed to finger a rapier. Then again, we're not entirely a full-on rapier club, so maybe I'm using a rapier wrong, but I think people finger rapier. So it should be a thing. When I do one side, it becomes a lot better. When I do the other side, or the other side that was not done yet, or the other Pappenheimer that we got, which my other club member is using, is that after 30 minutes sparring, he had been complaining that his finger do start hurting because of that. So just because of that, it's to the point where it's a beautiful, super attractive tool or even a weapon. It became unusable. And it's just such a shame. It's almost a safety hazard. Well, that's one. Okay, moving on. I really do love the knuckleball. It has saved me countless of times. It works really well. I do like it how it's so close, but at the same time, I really wish they pushed this knuckleball out just by maybe even a centimeter. What happens is that a lot of the time we do have thicker gloves, especially a thought glove. I try to squeeze my Pro Gauntlet into it. It doesn't work. Don't try. But using the Red Dragon and the Thought, they just don't fit, just because of this little part. So what we done is that we kind of squeeze it in. We put 2 fingers, but we just ultimately we all start using the lighter gauntlet, like the leather gloves. It works, but we're just really afraid of getting hit in the side, just because maybe we're not that good. I don't know. But if they take this knuckleball and move it out just by 1 centimeter. And rounding that part off right in there, that will be absolutely fantastic. I wish they would do that. Didn't do anything to it. So blade-wise, fantastic. Really good flex, my friend. I mean, you will feel it compared to, let's say, if we were to use the guard is missing on this one. Don't worry about it. Sorry, handle. But then on a Gavitan, it actually flexes a lot, to the point where if you hit it, it will just wobble. Whereas, if you do give this one a good smack, it's not really that bad. I listen a little bit. It's not that bad. So I guess if you guys want a middle point balance, that's perfect. It's about 1/3 the blade. Really good. The guard itself, we had actually several, 2 of these, getting a 3rd and 4th one soon. Once again, Sword Gear do get a local guy in Edmonton who actually make these by hand. So you know they're not made by a machine. That's actually a guy named Sam, actually going there and just whacking all these out. And the best part, and that's the funny thing about HEMA weapon, is that once you buy something custom, you can get this custom. Sword Gear can literally make you anything. If you show him a picture, he'd be like, great, I got you, man. And he's gonna give you a price. And the best thing is that you can probably get a weapon for HEMA use in about maybe a month or 2. Now, every time I ask him, he's always like, great, I'll get it to you in 3 weeks. But then again, I guess maybe he just spoils me. But that's fantastic! Like 3 to 4 weeks, fastest, a month or 2, longest, for a custom-made HEMA weapon. That is mind-blowing! Last time when I waited for a sword, a special armor class, that's like what, 11 months? Sure, maybe COVID, but still, like, that's crazy. And of course, if you order anything else, you could be facing maybe like very commonly, 12 to 14 weeks wait. And then again, those are not even custom stuff, where Sword Gear can literally, I show him many times a museum replica and be like, that's what I want, here's my spec, and he'll just make it for me. Fantastic. So that's one thing. So getting into this, so overall summary, for 500 bucks Canadian, once again, that's Canadian pricing, so maybe as a USD that comes to maybe about 300 or 400. I don't remember the math anymore. But in any case, 39.5-inch blade with another really good, solid, almost full basket kind of a hilt with really good solid construction. Do I think it's a fantastic sword? Absolutely. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Where they lost the 1 full point is just because of that. So aside from that, and of course how flexible it is in terms of flexibility, not because of that. I mean that's a fantastic flex. I would stab my friends all day long with this and I will not feel guilty. And so with it, everything be able to be customizable, Sword Gear, amazing service and amazing speed, and of course Johanus, he's a fun guy to talk to. You just don't talk to him, I guess you can harass him, but he's so much fun to talk to. Just buying a weapon is not just enough, and of course, I'm sure he will take this video as a really good reference and to know what to do, because he cares about what he does. And when you're buying something, I don't just want to see something really cool and buy it because everyone else had it and everyone else thinks it works. And then when I need a service warranty, or when I need to ask, can I customize a little bit? They're like, no, it's a 12-week wait. I don't want that. maybe I'm just very spoiled in terms of buying things, but we're spending quite a bit of money on these things. And having someone that is local to Canada, which where we are, is that it is a huge benefit. And having those are rare, and like it just makes the HEMA market so much better. Well, once again, this has been the Pappenheimer. Actually, this has been and will be, and it still is, the Pappenheimer from Sword Gear for HEMA use. You can use it for SCA. And overall, if you just want to buy a really good rapier for attractiveness, I would say go for it, man. Once again, King Glacier from the Wampon, telling you guys about how amazing this Pappenheimer is. I will be posting a little bit more sparring video with this guy, and you can kind of see it in action. It just flows so well. You can do thrust, cut, moulinet, or tramezzone, whatever it is. It's so good. So the first blade that we got, after we doing quite a bit of sparring with them, and they were standing up against Basket Hill, crazy messers, and a whole bunch of stuff, and my club can hit pretty hard. Just because it gets very exciting, and we want to test something, right? So what happened is that the first 40-inch, kind of 40-inch blade, it stood really well. The guard was completely okay. Just like that one that you saw, it was absolutely fantastic. And then the new Pappenheimer that came in, well, this one right here, it's going to be a 37 and change. Or is it 37 and 38, something like that. It is a little shorter by a couple of inches. I really don't mind it because I personally wanted a shorter blade anyway. And I brought this to a tournament. What happened is that as soon as we took it out, I unwrapped it, throw it in a car for Montreal Swordmeister tournament. And when I got there, I took it, I was like, wow, new sword. However, when I looked down the blade, the very first time I looked down the blade, there is a bit of a wobbliness. Not wobbling, but like waviness to it. Of course, you can't see. If I'm going down, at this point right here, which is about roughly 1/3 of it, it bows out. And then back to here, where the cutting edge is, it kind of bows back in. So it created a little spine of an S shape. I've noticed a bit of that when I took it out from the box anyway, but it was super, super minor to the point where the blade is still technically in line, it's just the edges is kind of wobbly, so I really didn't mind it. I'm like, whatever, it's fine. These blades are handmade. So I don't expect machine quality precision, because I like these things where they're not perfectly balanced and all that. It shows craftsmanship. And of course, looking down the profile, I see that from here, roughly around the half of it, it bows a little bit. So if you look at the ridge, the center ridge, it's actually on a slight curvature. From, of course, the hill to the point is still straight, it's in line. But then the blade kind of does a little bit. Going back this way, we will expect that the blade kind of goes that way as well, because I just flipped the blade around. So the blade is not machined perfectly straight, and it does wobble a little bit. To be honest, does it function any differently from the 40-inch? Or from the other Cavite stuff I have, Castile stuff I have? Like, no, it functions just fine. I know this would bother some people because they're like, I want perfect swords. Like, come on, guys, if you go to a museum, swords are not perfect. They look like crap anyway half the time. So I think that's fine. And what's importantly is that this was getting held, getting used and abused during the tournament, and it was fine. I didn't have to stand it once. It parries well, it guarded well, it flexes tremendously well. So all in all, there are some imperfections into these blades, but I don't find that to be detracting. I find that more attractive to what they are. And so overall, would I keep buying custom swords from Sword Gear, and of course their local maker, Sam? Absolutely. They are absolutely a gem to work with. I could literally show them anything, and they would actually hear me out, talk to me about it, why some things are this and some things are that, and let's say, oh, I cannot get this one part, but I could get you this part, or something like that, right? I just like the service of them. So once again, these guys are, well, of course, this one is the Pappenheimer from Sword Gear, and of course stuck onto a Cavite Spiral Hill product, which Sword Gear sells a lot. So I'm coming to a conclusion that whatever I buy from Sword Gear, I can just swap parts around, and
I have been consistently doing that. Even with the product that are peened, I have taken the peen out, take the pommel out, do something with it, take the curlins out, crossguard out, do something with it, and they all fit just fine. I don't think he standardized these things. I think it's just a coincidental. But to me, having someone that you can talk to, you can trust, who does HEMA, Sword Gear, and just give you really good speed of service at a very affordable, fair price. To me, that makes all the difference. So I don't need anything ultra uber fancy. I just want something functional, reliable, that looks relatively nice, and Sword Gear fits the bill. So if you guys are still on the fence about buying custom swords from Sword Gear, seriously man, just give it a shot. It's great. I love these things. Well, and I will have a couple more products from Sword Gear coming out probably to my doorstep really soon, as always. Until next time, I will do another of these video, and I have so much fun with these guys. Well guys, until next time, see ya!
Nice. Oh. That's not bad. Whew. Did you? No, right? I didn't get you right. Huh? I didn't get you right. Oh, thank you, Nick. Okay. Oh shit, nice. Nice slice. That does not hurt at all. That was nice. No? These blades are really good. Like when it's frost, I don't feel it.
Yeah, he completely like killed me with it, and it didn't hurt at all.
Yeah,
It's great.
I know. It feels like this. Huh, that was nice, yeah. And these blades are still. Well, yours is. It's a little. Yeah. So the waviness, aside from that one time, it didn't get worse. Huh. It finally burned though. Burned once. Okay. I'm gonna burn it again. You are.
Cool.
Yeah. It's like the jacket. Yeah. Was that more of a huh? That was more of a tank when you were hurt. Oh, a tank. It doesn't go right here. But the blade inside. No. Okay.
Kin is in fine form tonight. Nice, look at.
Oh shit, I don't know. You okay? Good job. That was good. It was right where my armor was on. Thank you. The only place that's not